The tribal maps that I created are a continuation of a very long evolution during my life, starting from when I was a young kid, when my grandpa gave me a book called Custer and Crazy Horse at 6 years old. That opened my eyes to some of the atrocities that happened to the people here, and it made me question about my own tribe. And as I got older, you know, I would engage with the community. I'd go to powwows, I'd meet other Native people, and kind of try to understand their tribe's histories. Then I got involved in a lot of, you know, sacred sites issues. It makes me mad though, because it's like, here's the U.S. flag and the state of Oklahoma flag flying on Sequoia's property. I don't see how that pertains. You know, there should be a Cherokee Nation flag there, one of the Cherokee Nation flags of the time or something. Because just because this, you know, this is part of the state park system, it's just a way to control the history, you know. And it makes me wonder how much of the history isn't told inside this building when I see things like that. But that's probably just the activist in me. I got involved in trying to tell the truth at even my high school about, you know, Columbus Day or Thanksgiving. I challenged my teachers all through public school. I, you know, wrote essays that were from a Native perspective. Success.
And one of the other interesting things I think that people forget about is, among all Indigenous people, is that connection to that space and our sacred places being there and our creation stories being from there. And being Lakota, we kind of grew up in that general area of where we were from, so we were blessed in that way that, yeah, we were shrunk down and that sort of thing, but still we were still right there.
Right.
You know, and you can go out and you can smell it and remember. Mm-hmm. But some of these other people that are from so far away from where they came from, you know, it kind of gives them that idea of, well, hey, maybe I could go back to that place. Not that it's not all Indian land and not that it's not all sacred, but there's going to be some memory there. There is that tie. I know it, mm-hmm. of the people to that land, and if they can get back to that, it would be good.
Yeah, and it's a continuation of a vitalization, because you're absolutely correct to think that here we are in 2015, and language, some ways of prayer, all of that it still exists. Mm-hmm. It's still, I hear people say, well, I didn't grow up in that way of life, or I didn't get the luxury of being amongst those people. Hey, it's already in your DNA. Mm-hmm. And when you look at this map and you see it, you see that, again, it's hardcore proof and evidence and fact that we are still existent. Mm-hmm. You know, and so it's very important, and I'm going to use the heck out of it. And all of my education programs, I'm going to use the heck out of it.
I remember in high school, on the anniversary of Leonard Peltier being imprisoned, I put a poster, or a small 8x11 kind of poster on a vending machine. I taped it onto it saying a sign that said "Free Leonard Peltier," and I got suspended. They told me I was vandalizing the school. So, you know, I've always kind of been an activist. It's kind of my nature, and I think it commenced as a small kid. Maybe I was exposed too early to some things, to some, you know, realities of history. But yeah, over time, you know, it just evolved into, why aren't we using the correct names for tribes? Where are these tribes? Why are they not visually represented anywhere? Why is no one standing up from those tribes and tearing down the bad maps?
Yeah.
Gitli, dog. Gitli agotihas. Gitli utana. Gitli usti. Can you help me turn it? Big dogs and little dogs. Chuntana getli, ale chunsi getli. Black and white dogs. Ani ganige getli, ale ani unega getli. Getli agotihas. Ha usti. Ha sequoia. I have a hope for these maps that they and I've seen them do this already. I've seen them instill pride in people. People that have never seen their tribe on a map before, you know, they let me know, hey, you know, I appreciate that my tribe's on there, or my band of my nation that hasn't ever been represented is there. And I think about things like, you know, all of the suicides and the depression and the drinking and some of the negative things going on in Native communities. And not that my maps are going to come in and clear all those problems away, but I feel like it's one small piece of the puzzle of bringing pride back, you know, and bringing a sense of like we need something visual to remind us that this is Native land, you know. And there's so many people that have so many reasons to be proud that are walking around missing that pride. So it's just part of the restoring names, which is a theme that's going around in Indian country right now and has been for years, way before I started my maps. This is just part of that kind of in that vein of taking back our names, restoring the correct names, and then using those names on a daily basis. Not just saying, "Oh, I happen to know it," but using that and making that part of yourself.